What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey, man. This is your host, Trey. That's my co-host, Face.
What up, world?
And we finna come at you real quick and real fast about this AFC North and who's the best of the best. Who's really the beast of the AFC North, man? I mean, you got three of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Three out of 15 best quarterbacks in the NFL. Like nobody can get around that. Okay, we're talking about Deshaun Watson. We're talking about Lamar Jackson. We're talking about Joe Burrow. Yeah, Joe Cool. All right, with the Bengals up there in the nasty natty, man. Shout out to the nasty natty. But yeah, we talking about some real live dogs today. Okay, not to mention or disparage Kenny Pickett. Okay, he the youngin on the block. He got to kind of show what he can do before we can go ahead and say that you who you think you are, or who people might say you might be. Okay, we know what he was when he was in the ACC. We knew what he was doing when he was at Pitt. We understand that he was groomed in the actual Heinz Stadium, Three Rivers, and all of that good stuff they got going on up there in Pittsburgh, man. You know, we know that he came up there. Mike Tomlin had a great relationship with him. But at the end of the day, he's still number four, man, because he can't put the
You gotta
biscuit in the
earn your
basket.
keep.
You got
You
to
gotta
earn your
earn your
keep.
keep, man.
So when we're talking about somebody like Kenny Pickett, man, we're just gonna start off with last year. So last year, Kenny Pickett threw for 2,404 yards, seven touchdowns, and nine, count them, nine interceptions last year, man. Okay, he had a completion percentage of 63%. Uh, he got sacked like 27 times. QBR ain't even listed. Okay, he did play in 13 games. Um, Man, when you're talking about Kenny Pickett, you're not talking about nothing too special yet. But we early, man. What you say, Face? What you think about Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh before we get into what the projections are? What you think about last year? How did he do?
It's just the touchdown to turnover ratio that I'm really concerned with. You know what I mean? But being that he's a young player, they gotta have time to get learning curve because you getting Cincinnati. Pittsburgh is different from Pittsburgh. This is
Yeah.
a whole nother league. So I'm gonna give him time. He got to have time to progress. He ain't had enough. See, as long as he makes this season better than last season, then we can start having conversations about the kid. Right
Okay.
now, it's just like it's too early for me, and then the numbers ain't that great. So we're gonna just give him another year and see what he does this time. And then he might have a better offensive line too. So
Man, hold up now. So when you're talking about what his projections are this year and the what he did last year, so last year in his 13 games, let's just be honest. He played for Pittsburgh. Okay. Pittsburgh protects their quarterback. So I understand why he had the low touchdown completion rate and everything else. But that interception rate is definitely scary. Okay. You can't have seven touchdowns, nine interceptions. And even if it's your first year, even if you only start 13 games, you do have Deontay Johnson at wide receiver. You did have Pickett, all right, or Pickens. Yeah, you know what I mean? You did have Pickens at wide receiver. You did have Fryermuth at tight end. You did have Najee Harris at running back. You know, you, you do have some weapons over there. The offensive line might not have been the best last year, but it wasn't bad. Okay, so when you come out and you look like that last year, I got to be questionable the kind of things that Mike Clay is projecting for you this year. And let's go ahead and get into that. So Mike Clay from ESPN has projected that for this coming season, Kenny Pickett is going to throw for 3,417 yards, 21 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Now,
21
remember,
touchdowns.
he got sacked 27 times last year. Okay, you got to get sacked 35 times this year. So, like, 21 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I don't know about all that, man. Fantasy projection
That's
of 238. QB ranking, he's QB 19, which I believe he belongs somewhere around there. But QB 19, as far as his quarterback ranking fantasy wise, like, I don't think Kenny Pickett's gonna. I'm not saying that he's not gonna get to 3,000 yards, because I think he is capable or of getting to the 3,000 yards this year. And I think he can get 21 touchdowns out of the weapons that he has. He has Najee Harris. He has Freiermuth. He has Washington that he just drafted. He's got a new Broderick Jones, the tackle that they drafted. That might be starting. It depends on what happens with him and Dan Moore Jr. in their competition. He has went and gotten the wide receiver from the LA Rams, Allen Robinson. Okay, picked him up. Like, so that kind of frees up the Deontay Johnsons of the world and the Pickens of the world to not be double teamed so often. You also have to remember Washington, the tight end that they just drafted. He is 6'6" and 5'8", 265 pounds of gangster. Okay, he ain't playing with you. Straight dog out of GA, baby. You know what I mean? Keeping it dirty, dirty. You feel me? But at the end of the day, okay, he's got more weapons. And if they run the ball the way I think they can run the ball, and the defense shows up the way I think the defense will show up, man, his numbers could look a lot better than what we're projecting. Just because of the fact of sheer attrition through how well that defense could probably play this year, and then what's going to happen with the wide receiver position. Last year, Deontay Johnson had 900 yards. Last year, he was targeted 145 times, I believe, and he caught like 89 passes or 90 passes. Okay, while you got Pickens got targeted less than 100 times and had 84 receptions for like or not even 84, I'm sorry, 54 receptions. He got targeted 84 times. All right. 84 times he got targeted. And he got about the same amount of yards. So you could be really seeing something dangerous coming out of Pittsburgh. It just all depends on can Kenny Pickett turn around that interception to touchdown ratio. But what say you, Faith?
that's gonna be the question. It's kind of how well is he reading these defenses? If he got that many turnovers and so many less touchdowns, that means he ain't reading the field that well. You know what I mean? If you got more turnovers than touchdowns, you got to hope he start got into the film room a little bit. But to me, I don't see the receivers being. I see them getting more help from the defense and far as getting the ball more times, and that create more opportunities for him. But if he don't start reading them defense well, all that's going to turn into is more interceptions.
Yes, sir. Yeah, hey, there might be a reason he wear number
he,
seven,
he
man.
need
You
more
know,
touchdowns. Cause if
or
you
eight.
threw
I'm sorry.
yeah you threw all them interceptions, them could have been touchdowns, man. Now if he
No,
would have
it's
had if he would have had it the other way around, just at least have more touchdowns than you do turnovers, then I'd have gave him a little more of a break. But I'm kind of skeptical of the kid right now.
especially when there's 13 games. I mean, you played 13 games. We are playing for Pittsburgh. I understand they protect their quarterbacks, especially the young
But
quarterbacks that like to go ahead and run the ball. But
how they
come on,
protecting
man.
him? How they protect him if he's still throwing that many picks? So
Exactly.
that makes
That
me
part.
lean towards his decision making. And if you're a quarterback and you making poor decisions in this league, you ain't gonna last, man. You
You
ain't
got to
gonna
remember
last.
too, he got small hands.
Hey,
And I
what?
hate to put it on that, but that was one of the biggest hangups on him is and what everybody talked trash about when Pittsburgh drafted him in the first round last year was he had small hands and they
Well,
play in the cold.
hopefully they'll figure out how to cover up some of his flaws, and he'll grow and progress, and he'll clean up some of his own flaws. And I'm gonna sit back and watch him this year, and then I'll really be able to give you a more accurate reading on the kid. Because right now it's the first year, you know what I mean. He did have some difficulties as far as injuries and different things like throughout that course of the season. So I'm gonna just give him until this year, and then I'll give you a better reading on dude.
Yeah, I've also always been somebody like that's a show me type dude. You got to do it for multiple years. I'm not just a 2 year guy though. I'm a 3 year guy. I need to see 3 years of consistency out of you before I'm able to fully tell you whether or not you like that. Like you can be good after 2 years. You can be good after 1 year, but you can't be great until I see you do it for three. Everything in three, man. But anyway, back to where we at right now. So let's get to the next quarterback on the list. Um, one Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. Now, Deshaun Watson's coming off a long suspension. He didn't come back till week 11 last year. So the stats I'm gonna give you last year's stats, okay? And then I'm gonna give you the last time he played a full season, okay? Stats, or the last season he played. All right. That way you can kind of get a picture of what kind of quarterback he could possibly be, even though he was some straight basura last year. Yes, for all my Espanols out there, he was basura, straight
That's
trash.
translation English. Trash can, trash
Trash
man,
can, dumpster juice,
trash man.
dumpster juice. Okay. So let's go ahead and get it crunk up, man. Deshaun Watson last year threw for 1,102 yards. He only threw for 7 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. His completion percentage was 58.2%, and his QBR was only 84.9. Now, that looks like, especially since he came in week 11, I mean, that means you had 7 games to play. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe even 6 games to play. So it just, 6 games, 1,100 yards. That's like every 200 yards a game. I would yawn on that like I just did. Okay. You had a year that was worth yawning on. Okay. So if we go back to his previous years, you'll understand why they gave him the 240 or $250 million that they gave him fully guaranteed. Okay. So Deshaun Watson's last year of playing NFL pro football, he threw for 4,823 yards, 32 touchdowns, count them, 7 interceptions. All right. When you talk about Deshaun Watson, you gotta mention his name with elite. Okay, the man QBR was 122, and his completion percentage was 70.2%, y'all. Yeah, 70.2%. He got sacked 49 times that year because the Texans did not have an offensive line, and wide receivers were consistently getting hurt and out. So, Face, I ask you, what on God's green earth are we gonna see this year? Are we gonna see quarterback B, the one I just got done talking about, with those great numbers, great stats, play through anything and play with anything? Or are we gonna see quarterback A, the one we saw last year that looked like dumpster juice?
Nah, I think we'll see a better version of Deshaun this year. He had a whole, you know, summer to get himself together. He gonna be there from game one. It's kind of hard coming back in the middle of a season, then coming back with all this negativity surrounding your name. So now that it done had time to blow over, I feel like he done had time to, get that situation behind him. And I feel like, he should be focused. He should be focused this year. It's a fresh start for you. You know what I mean? You blessed with a new situation. So I think he should make the best of it this year. He got a little help, so hopefully that'll help him.
Yeah, man. Like I don't know. Okay, he lost a couple weapons. They didn't bring back Kareem Hunt. Okay, Nick Chubb is one of the top 3 running backs in the NFL right now. Amari Cooper, 13 years in the league, somewhere around there. Played with Dallas, played with the Raiders, from the Yayo, you know what I'm saying? From the Gunshine, one of the best route runners in the NFL. Very consistent hands, but not a fast dude. Still got David Njoku, also from the Gunshine. Uh, Little Haiti stand up. You feel me? Um, Hurricane Weapon. Then you got Peoples Jones. He's kind of like your Mario Manningham type wide receiver. Not great, but has size, can run the route. Good hands, but not great hands either. Uh, I don't know, man. I just I I've seen Deshaun Watson. Oh yeah, and they brought in Elijah Moore. Okay, which they got from the Jets, who is a multifaceted tool that could take off from anywhere. All right, and is ready to step up to the plate. Young man out of, I think he went to a small school. I want to say it was like I'm not gonna name it because I'll be wrong, and I don't like to be wrong. So, like I said,
Man,
man, Elijah Moore's a beast, but I don't think Deshaun Watson really has the moxie to run that Stefanski offense and be successful. I think that he needs more speed. I think he needs bigger wide receivers. I love Amari Cooper, but man, I don't think it's enough. Face?
I don't know. 'Cause I know Deshaun Watson got a gun on him now. The
Yeah, I
kid can
know.
throw. He can throw. And I've seen Tom Brady make receivers with no name look good. So by you having a stud like Amari Cooper on your team, that should relieve a little pressure off you because at least you have somebody that you could kind of like count on. All he got to do is just make this guys better. That's your job as a quarterback to make these receivers better. So if you can't make these guys better, you might not be the guy for the job. So I feel like if he got enough get out there and get on the field with them, I feel like they got enough potential. I ain't gonna say they're gonna win a Super Bowl, but
Hmm.
they can win some games. And I feel like he's a good enough quarterback to try to elevate these guys' game if he's focused. That's just if he's focused on the field
And
things.
not
If he
and
if
not
he's
and not
focused,
and he's not focused on the parlor. And he's not
yeah,
focused on
because
the parlor,
you
man.
know,
You
right
know.
before the couple of seasons, he was going through all the different things and what was going on with him. I know it was kind of hard for him to focus. He didn't know if he was going to be playing. So that's a lot of mental anguish that a person going through while he's trying to do his job at the same time. So
Fact.
what I'm saying is now that you got that behind you, it's time to focus, and I hope to see him focus and extend his career and get past this because it's too many times these guys allow these situations to end their careers, as we know them. You know what I mean? I want to see
Hmm.
this guy get on the other side of that, man, and do good. So hopefully he'll be focused, locked in, and they'll do good this year. I don't see him really being a trash quarterback like he was, because I know he's a little better than that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
understand. Hey, you got to call it how you see it, though.
Yeah, you gotta
But
call it like you see it. Hey,
if you
listen,
playing trash, man,
either you dropping the biscuit in the basket or your head belong in the trash, man. Plain and
yeah.
simple. Plain and simple,
So
dog.
but you can get up out that garbage and dust yourself off, player. Get up, come up out that dumpster,
Yeah, Lord.
brush yourself off, player. Get back to work, man.
Yeah, Lord, man. Hey, I forgot to mention also before we completely turn the page on Deshaun Watson, man. Fantasy wise, you can count on him to be QB7. So that means they got him fantasy wise being the seventh best quarterback in the NFL. And he's the
That's
third best quarterback in his division. They're saying point wise, he's going to give you 299 points and get sacked 42 times. Now,
a lot of sacks.
that's a lot of sacks, man. That's a lot of sacks, brother. And then on top of the fact that it's a lot of sacks, I mean, number seven quarterback in the NFL. Are we really at that point yet in this Kevin Stefanski offense? Even though you can lean on Nick Chubb and just turn around and hand him the ball and toss him the ball out the backfield and just do all little things to alleviate a lot of the pain, you know, are we really at that point? Face, is he really number seven?
Man, you gotta look at it. It really ain't too many quarterbacks out there that's really the cream of the crop. You got the older guys, and then you got these new guys coming in.
But
So,
there ain't no older
but
guys left, man.
oh, Aaron Rodgers,
Man,
uh,
Aaron the Bum Rodgers,
there's
man.
a couple
Aaron
of 'em.
Aaron the Bum Rodgers, he's overrated. I'm gonna and listen. Anytime somebody wants to come on here and talk about the fact of how overrated he is, go in my comments right now and comment me, mention, do whatever you got to do, say what you got to say. I will invite you on here, okay, and I will debate you the merits of Aaron Rodgers and whether or not he is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Okay, stand on the however much interception ratio you want to. Okay, for me, it come down to the playoffs. I'm giving you a sneak peek right now. It come down to what you do, how many wins, how many interceptions you throw in the playoffs. What happens when you finally go against some competition? Okay, how come you only made it to one Super Bowl? Okay, like we can go on and on about this. All right, so
I'm just saying we ain't on
I
there.
know we ain't there yet, Face.
I'm just saying.
I gotta start thinking Aaron
I,
Rodgers. It's not
yeah,
you. It's not you. I start thinking Aaron Rodgers, and I just
yeah. I'm just speaking of the guys that you really have to put in front of them, like ahead of them. How many quarterbacks of quality do you have to put in front of them to say that
okay.
he's
Unofficial,
not number six or seven?
unofficial,
Just say
unofficially,
if he's focused. Mhm.
unofficially. They got him at number 7.
Okay.
Okay. Unofficially, this is a list I'm gonna give y'all real quick. Off the top of my dome, not in this order, but Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, um, Josh Allen, that's 4. Jalen Hurts, that's 5. Um, he might be even with Trevor Lawrence right now. Trevor Lawrence needs to show me another year, so I'll leave him off.
What about Hubert?
Justin
Hubert.
Herbert,
Hubert.
Justin
Herbert.
Herbert, Justin Herbert. He's just now making the playoffs, so I really can't say he's better than Deshaun yet. So it can't be Justin Herbert is better than Deshaun. Russell's on his decline. Aaron Rodgers is on the decline. There's no quarterback in Washington. There's no quarterback in Tampa. We got young quarterbacks in Carolina. You got
Detroit quarterback.
the all right, Jerry Goff. Okay, that's number 6. Matthew Stafford is number 6. Then Jerry Goff. Okay,
But is it? I don't know. If Jared Goff really better than Deshaun Watson. To be honest with you.
he win more.
Well, that comes down to the
And
team
he
too.
just took the Detroit Lions and turned them around. He
He
when
didn't
he
do
was
that.
hold on man, hold on
What,
man.
what,
What
hey,
weapons they got?
what,
What weapons?
the
We gonna
coach,
come? Hold up. This is a preview for all y'all who are want to see what we finna do when we talk about the NFC North. What weapons he got up there? He ain't got no weapons up there, man.
hey,
He had a up there in Detroit. He ain't had no weapons up there. Amon, that's all he
that's,
got. Saint Amon Brown, the
hey,
only wide receiver he got, only weapon he got. He had a running back. Okay, want to say it was Aaron Williams. Okay, he had him who broke Barry Sanders' rushing touchdown record, but
hey,
and
let me
Swift
tell you
stayed
something.
hurt.
Let
So
me tell
what do
you
you got?
something. Let me tell
Hawkinson,
you
they
something.
traded Hawkinson.
Hey, what the coach name is?
Dan Campbell.
Huh?
Dan Campbell.
For 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 no, not for he came from
You talking about the coach for LA? McVay.
no, I'm talking about the coach for Detroit. He came
Dan
from
Campbell. He was an offensive lineman, played center for the Detroit Lions back in the day. Dan Campbell, I got his card.
I ain't think that was their coach. I thought the dude came from New
Nah,
England.
nah, brother. They
Where
got
he
rid of
coaching in?
Matt Patricia was the offensive coordinator last year for the New England Patriots, but then they ended up gutting him because he messed up Mac Jones' year last year because they actually put him at offensive coordinator when really he's a defensive coordinator. because Bill
Yeah.
Belichick, the genius that he is, thought he was smarter than everybody else, which he wasn't. But Dan Campbell, yeah, the one who said he want ankle and knee
Well,
biters, that's my dog.
guess what though?
Stand
He
up,
putting
D
together
Town.
he putting together something special in Detroit. Detroit ain't no pushover, and it been
I
going
know.
on for the last 2 3 years. They've been getting better and better. That's
Yeah.
why I say it ain't just Jared Goff because
Okay.
Detroit, you know,
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, but
I'm listening.
Detroit really been doing some things getting better each off season that I done seen, and it done translate to them winning more games. And now people start to look at Detroit and really start to wonder what the fuck going on in Detroit. Because Detroit is putting together.
Yeah, they putting there a little monster, man. There's your sneak
Yeah.
preview of the NFC North, and you will get more. But let's get back to the AFC North. So Deshaun Watson, that we just named six quarterbacks. I'm sure I could put Aaron Rodgers above him. That's being seven. Okay, like I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is the best, but I am going to put Aaron Rodgers above him right now. Still. So.
So so they about
eh,
right though. The quarterback
Nah,
number seven, cause
because then I'm still gonna go with Russell Wilson over him, even after the bad year Russell Wilson had. All right, and
nah, you
and then
can't do that.
and then I'm a time with Trevor Lawrence. Okay, and then I'm still looking at my rookies, Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud and Anthony Richardson to see
They
what
ain't
they
even
can do
played
this
yet.
year. You know
They
what I
they
mean?
haven't even
Like,
played. You
look,
definitely can't put them man up.
Mac Jones made the playoffs just like he did. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly have to consider Mac Jones, and he's not.
But
No,
when you saying they saying actually they are actually
they're
talking about
saying fantasy wise, number
fantasy.
seven
So
quarterback,
fantasy
so
numbers,
yards,
you
all
know
that
what I'm
good stuff
saying?
there.
Yeah, rushing yards, first down,
I mean, they say he's gonna run for
it,
5 touchdowns or something like that, so it's possible. They give you the 299 and be number seven, but man, look, you got dual threat quarterbacks out there, brother, that are like just came in the league. Them boys are gonna
but
put up numbers. And
but guess what?
we ain't even talking about what Brock Purdy might do out there in San Francisco if he come back.
But see, I don't even know if his mojo gonna be the same. Because the way that he got the job, and now he gonna be looking over his shoulder. Is he gonna be comfortable? And it
Man,
sometimes
who,
what
who gonna scare him? Trey Lance or Sam Darnold?
Trey.
Just because the man named Trey don't mean he like
No, dude,
that.
you see how they drafted him. He
Yeah,
was
I
really
know.
he was,
They jacked
he was
Brett
really
with that
coming to
pick.
replace. He was really supposed to be the man at one point in time.
Yeah, he was until he
So,
wasn't.
but I was just saying, some people you never
Man.
know how people respond to certain things.
Yes,
He,
sir.
it's if he learning from his standpoint, is he being bitter and closing himself in, or is he gonna open himself up and learn and try to get better and wait for his opportunity to come again and try to be better? You feel what I'm saying? It
Yes,
depends on
sir.
how he's taking it as a player, because you gotta, some of these dudes are super competitive and always, they want to be on the field. So you don't know the true competitive nature of the dude. Is he willing to sit down, learn? I'm just saying for real.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
You're
guess
right.
what?
You're right.
Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady never said anything, but just his competitive nature. When he got his opportunity, you see what he did. Certain people just like that. When they get a opportunity, and he already blew one chance. So if he blew it again, then he just ain't that dude. So we'll see though. But it's always that looking over the shoulder.
Either way, he walking away with 240 or 250 million dollars guaranteed, fully guaranteed contract. First fully guaranteed contract at
Straight.
that size in the NFL. Nah, I'm talking about Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah.
And
But
so,
Deshaun Watson pretty accurate though.
man, he's
He a
pretty
dual
accurate,
threat,
but
so he could.
until you look at last year, like I said, last year, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in 6 games. That's
That's not a lot, right? But you got to think about it. He's trying to do so much in so little time. You feel? No,
Man,
I'm saying
Jacoby
if I
Brissett
if I
had them in position last year.
no, but I'm saying if I come back with only 5 6 games left, now I got to try to do so much. I'm trying to rush and put out. You feel what I'm saying? So if he would have started the season and know I got 16, 15 games to get, it's like it's different. I think it's
No,
the
no, I understand
mindset
what you're saying. It's a
because I
mindset.
don't
It's an
think they had no.
understanding of urgency. But if you can't find the urgency when you've been out the game for as long as he has for what he had been out, then you can't be that dude. Not for
I
my
think
Tampa
I
Bay
think
Buccaneers. Anyway, I'm
I'm
glad
gonna
you're up
say
there in
this.
Cleveland. Mm.
I think that's why Spoelstra didn't put Tahiro in the game because he hadn't played no playoffs. That's kind of tough throwing a dude into that pit, and they ain't been taking them live bullets. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a little different. We don't understand it, but think about it. Why Spoelstra didn't put him in there?
Oh no, I can dig it. I've seen people thrown it under the fire and into the bus. Uh, for multiple different reasons under multiple different circumstances. So I've seen people not being able to be ready for the moment. I know what that is. I can recognize that. I think Spoelstra know his team. But I digress, and so does my man Faith. Next, number two on this list. Okay, will it be Lamar Jackson or will it be Joe Cool?
I'm gonna go with Lamar Jackson.
It's Lamar, bro. Yeah.
I got to because Joe Cool he done went to the Super Bowl. The numbers don't lie, and Lamar ain't had the best season last season. Straight up, he didn't have
He was
he
hurt
didn't have a
again,
better
bro.
season than
He
Joe
he was in
Burrow.
his own way again. We just go through last season. Okay, Lamar Jackson threw for 2,242 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, completion rate of 62.3% with a QBR at 97.5. All right. Problem is he got a hole in his game. Deep ball. He only completed 33% of those passes deep past 30 yards. He was sacked 26 times last year, and he got hurt again. All right. Yes, he got hurt again. Not like the first time, again. And that's like the biggest problem that's been happening with this young man. Now, I'm happy he just got the $270 million contract. I think he's fully worth that $270 million contract. And I think they should have fully guaranteed that contract. But I'm not the one in charge. They went and got a new offensive coordinator, Todd Monken, from Georgia, who also used to be from
Bucks.
exactly. Back from the Josh Freeman and James Winston at one point years. He was the QB coach before he went to Georgia. So, man, look, I think this offense could be potent. They got weapons.
Yeah,
Finally,
they
you
went
got
and got
wide
him a
receivers.
couple weapons.
But
That's how you keep. That's how you keep him healthy. You get him some weapons. He don't got to run it. He can throw it. If he don't have nobody to throw it to, you got to run it. Get him some weapons to throw to.
and he still got Mark Andrews' face. So was last year Fugazi? Was last year some fluke stuff? Was last year some flim flam? Was last year completely out the way and out of character for Lamar Jackson? Or was last year the new Lamar and what we plan on seeing from here on out? Seeing as how he's ran the ball so many times and out throughout his career, and are we looking at a downfall or a downward spiral or even a downward turn for his career due to injuries?
I wouldn't say by him not running as much as it's a downward thing. I feel like that'll be him trying to extend his career. Because if he
I
continue to run, and then once you get the knock of being a running quarterback or a dual threat quarterback, they allow more hits on you. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, you're a black quarterback. They allow a little bit more punishment to be
let,
placed on
let,
you
let,
when
let's
you're a
let's
runner.
be let's keep it all the way 100 on here, man, because that's what we do. Okay, on the Game Day with Trey podcast, all right, brought to you by Everything in Three Media. We keep it all the way 100 on all of our platforms. Okay, and I'm gonna give you straight up 100. They said James Winston was a mobile quarterback. James Winston run like a
Who?
baby gazelle. Yes,
Man,
he run
mobile
like a baby
Wednesday,
gazelle.
man.
They said Deshaun Watson was a mobile quarterback. Man, he had two ACL surgeries before he got out of Clemson. Okay, uh, no, like they say, Geno Smith was a mobile quarterback. I ain't never seen him run ever. I'm sorry, he can't run. All right.
But see,
So some quarterbacks, like you said, get that connotation, or I'm not going to say it's a stigma to be called a running quarterback or a quarterback who has mobility, but at the same time, it has been something utilized to hold people back and keep them from where they can really be or what names they should really be being mentioned with. You feel me? So,
it's not on it. It's that. It is that because they say, okay, if he a more a dual threat, it's a possibility he get hurt. He might get hurt running the ball. That's true too. That's why they put those stigmas on those guys. But it also lets the ref and allows the ref to let things go that they weren't gonna let go with their counterpart. You're not gonna touch Tom Brady trying to run out of bounds and these dudes, they let them still get hit because we didn't know if he was gonna run the ball. This is the type of shit I'm saying, and this is why a lot of these dudes get hurt. They used to let
mhm.
Vic get, they used to let Vic take more punishment
They even
than
let Cam
Peyton
Newton get
Manning.
crushed,
You
Vic
know
get
what I'm saying?
crushed, Donovan
Yeah,
McNabb crushed. Like I said, they said Jameis Winston was a mobile quarterback, and he's a baby giraffe.
you okay? You can say that about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron, Aaron Rodgers running the ball like I'm for real.
He running better
He
than
run
Jameis, bro.
that's way better than
When
Jameis.
Jameis is running the ball, Winston literally looks like a baby
Man,
giraffe. Like
he look like
he
Medea.
is struggling to get there. He's getting there though. He's moving, but boy, he ain't getting nowhere like you want to be getting. Okay.
He look like Medea. He run like Medea.
So let's get to what the projections are. So they got Mike Clay. He said Lamar gonna go ahead. He gonna give you 3,269 yards with 25 touchdowns through the air, 5 touchdowns on the ground, 11 interceptions. PPR league, 326 points. He is QB5. Okay, fifth best quarterback in the NFL, and yeah, 326 points. Expect him to get sacked about 36 times. Uh, I
I'll take him on my fantasy.
Man, look, man, if you're not taking Lamar when you take if he's not one of the first quarterbacks crossing your mind, then you don't understand how fantasy goes. Okay. Fantasy, when you get a quarterback who can run the ball as well as throw the ball with the weapons. I mean like deadly weapons. Okay, that he has been equipped with this year, man, the sky could be the limit for this young man. This young man might actually be talking Super Bowl. Maybe. But he got
Oh,
one more quarterback above him. But hold on, Face, you got something?
I just I just don't like one of his weapons for real. I don't feel like he could be trusted.
Odell. Yeah, but I'm
LGBT.
not worried about
LGBT.
uh,
LGBT. Sorry,
hey,
I'm trying to say my alphabet. I'm trying to
hey,
say my
yeah.
alphabet. They just
Hey
coming
man,
out
look,
wrong. LGBT.
I ain't worried about OBJ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't worried about OBJ because they got Duvernay. The Duvernay's good. They got Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota. He was a beast. They got Zay Flowers. They just drafted in the first round out of Boston. Definitely worthy wide receiver. Reminds you of Steve Smith Jr. Or senior. I'm sorry. Yeah, they got some stuff, man. Even if OBJ, Mr. Alphabet Boy OBJ, okay, still is unable to produce on the field as much as he's
But
producing
he gonna
everywhere
call
else,
he gonna cause some he gonna cause
as
attention. He
far
gonna get
as
attention as long as he
artistically.
out there. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
He gonna cause attention. That's
yeah,
if he
he gonna
done
wear a watch or something. You know what I mean? That's the kind of attention he gonna cause. He gonna wear a watch like he did the one thing, or he gonna do something like that. I'm not saying like he's not,
Ever since, hey, just look what happened to Zeke. Just look what happened to Zeke. Ever since Zeke started hanging out with him, look at his career.
exactly. Boo boo the fool.
You want to be a model or you want to play football? It's either or. You can't
Yeah.
come out here and model your hair and run around like a pony with your hair out, run around. For real, that's what you look like to me.
Yeah,
Run around
you
with your hair
do,
out
you
like a,
do, you
look
do,
like a
you
pony.
do, you do, dog.
Yeah,
You do. A pink pony.
yeah, for real, man. Everybody do what they do, but don't come out here with that, man. We need dogs. We need dogs, man. We don't want no fucking
Hey, we don't
pony
want no
stuff.
cat
You taking
running
away from,
around.
yeah, you like people do, like, I don't know, man. Dudes just, when dudes do that and try to take away attention from the team and put it on themselves, them type of players I really don't like on my team.
Nah, I don't
Like, you
want
know what
nothing
I'm saying?
like that on my team, brother. Because guess what? Anytime that you're in competition and you're not trying to complete each other, all right, you'll never be successful. This is as a team. This is as a company. This is as a corporation. This is as a family. This is as anything, any aspect you want to look at. Okay. Anytime you're not completing each other and you're competing with each other, success will never be in the same arena. It won't. Just you got to get past that, man. We got to get out of survival mode. We got to get in the point to where we're working together. But I'm digressing, man. That's a whole nother podcast. You feel me?
Yeah.
Let's get back to where we at right now. So number one, quarterback
Burrow.
in the
Cool,
AFC
Joe
North,
Cool.
Joe Cool, aka Joe Burrow, aka Joe Montana. Yes, young Joe Montana, aka the Bangle from the Natty. Yeah. Hey man. So since we know what it is, okay, we know last year Joe Burrow gave you 4,475 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions with a completion percentage of 68.3 and a QBR of 108.1. He got sacked 41 times, but he's Joe Cool, man. That type of stuff don't bother him, man. I saw him get sacked 9 times in a playoff game, and he did what he do. So at the end of the day, man, I love Joe Cool, dog. I can't even front. Like, there's no way around it. I like his game. I like the way he delivers the ball. I like the way he stays calm in the pocket. I was at the Buccaneers versus the Bengals game last year, and I watched this man dismantle us in the second half. Okay, not for nothing. All right, but the boy is special, man. He's special. When I see him, I don't mention Joe Montana's name with a lot. To me, Joe Montana the GOAT. There's multiple GOATs, but Joe Montana's my GOAT, man. Okay? I love Tom Brady. I love what he did for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love all that stuff. But Joe Montana is like undefeated, man. And even though Joe Cool does have a loss in the Super Bowl already, he was playing, you know, some dogs. So at the end of the day, I
Um,
like Joe Cool, man. What say you, Face?
I like Burrow. He's a cool cucumber under the gun. He an
Yeah.
even kid and he stay even. You know what I mean? In
Hmm.
times of situations like that, that's the type of quarterback that you need. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. They know what his focus is. You know what I mean?
Man, look,
Get
I knew the boy was special when in the year after his rookie year because he tore his ACL in his rookie year because his offensive line sucked and front office was gonna go draft an offensive lineman to protect him, because offensive lineman sucked and they tore his knee up like 3 different ways. All right, torn ACL, torn PCL, torn MCL, everything ripped up. Okay. You know what he did? He went to the front office and told them, man, I don't need no officer lineman. Go get my dog, man. Go get my homeboy, dog. Go get Jamar Chase. All right. When I'm telling you I can be successful if you go get that man, go get him. I'm telling you, it's gonna work. That's moxie. That's gangster. That's standing on what you believe in. That's standing up for what you think is going to make you and your team successful. And that's leadership. But Face, I always got to ask, man, what say you?
Hey, now that you got what you want, now it's time to go get what you need. Get
Facts.
your alignment, keep you up all the grind so you can get it to Chase. I understand what he's saying because guess what? If I got this type of dynamic on the outside, I can get it to him because it don't take long to get the ball out your hand. So I can slow the defenses down with a special talent like this. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to pass it up. So y'all need to go and get him right now, and we'll worry
Hmm.
about the offensive line later. You know what I mean? Because he knows for real. If I'm a quarterback, like I told you, it's always about those around you. Anytime that you're dealing with sports, if you got somebody around you, hey man, it's a team game.
Yep.
So guess what? This is gonna make my job easier. Not saying that we looking for it easy, but we want to win.
Big fact.
I want to be able to. I want to make my day easier, and I want for us to win. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I feel like Joe was smart. He was smart. Go get that Mega Man. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And
You know he up for
now,
contract too.
now they
This
can
is
go and get an
contract year,
offensive lineman.
which they did. They did go get an offensive lineman in this offseason. They went and got Orlando Brown Jr. His daddy was a dog. He's a dog. He
That's the
playing
one that
left
hit in the
tackle
eye with
now.
the. They hit his dad in the eye with the
Yeah.
flag, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
That's him. He a beast. Okay. Just
Yeah.
like his daddy was. So let's get into the projection. So Mike Clay says that Joe Burrow is going to give him 4,495 yards, 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I think like what 45 sacks. He's going to give him in a PPR league. He'll give him 334 yards. I mean 334 points, and that's good enough to be QB4 for Burrow. Yeah.
Now, I'm kind of curious. Who
Who's
do
the
they
three
got?
above
One,
him?
two, three, or four?
Well, I mean, well, one's got to be okay. One's got to be
Patrick
Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Okay.
Okay, two could be Jalen Hurts, just because of the dual threat.
No, Jalen Hurts like that. Jalen
I
Hurts
know,
throw and run.
I
I gotta
know.
get that boy. He
Yeah,
Well, go ahead.
and three, heck, man, I can look it up real quick. We can look it up real quick, and I can tell you real quick, man. I can tell
Cause
you
I'm
fast.
just curious.
I'm curious of who they putting that number three above Joe Burrow right now. 'Cause that's mind boggling. Where's my tablet,
I ain't
man?
mind boggling because it's somebody we just ain't looking at. When we hear the name, we'll be like, okay, yeah.
They're gonna say some dumb stuff like Aaron Rodgers or something like that, man.
Nah, hell nah.
Like
It'll
that.
have to be somebody. I think it'll be shoot. No, I don't think it'll be Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, let's go. Go down the list. Start from the bottom, from the top. Okay. We know it ain't Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is ranked 30th. We know it ain't Desmond Ritter. He's 31st. We know it ain't Lamar. He's fifth. Josh Allen. That's who we didn't name, but I wouldn't put Josh Allen above him. Joe Burrow's better than Josh Allen, man. So who's number three? If Joe Burrow's if Josh Allen's number two, who's number three? Bryce Young's 26. Justin Fields is number six. Joe Burrow number four. Sean seven. Dax 11. Russell's 12. Jared's 17. I don't understand how that is. Jordan Love's 24. Well, fantasy wise, I can. Okay, CJ Stroud 28. Anthony Richardson 21. Trevor Lawrence is 10. Patty Mahomes is number one, of course. Justin Herbert's number 8. Stafford's number what? Number 20. Garoppolo's 22. Tua 16. Kirk Cousins is number 9. Mac Jones is 27. Derek Carr is 18. Daniel Jones is 14. Aaron Rodgers is 15. Jalen Hurts, number 3. Man, I gotta move Joe Burrow above Josh Allen. I'm sorry. You're tripping right now. I know Josh Allen does.
Josh Allen number
I
two.
know he's a dual quarterback, a dual threat quarterback. I know he is going to accumulate rushing yards as well as passing yards. But I'm telling you, man, like the beef with Stephen Diggs, the fact the offense is incomplete. They don't have a running game. The offensive line is suspect. He run the ball when he don't need to. He's not as accurate as Lot would like to say or feel like he is on a consistent basis. Like I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is that Joe Burrow should be number 2. Okay, right behind Patty Mahomes, if not 3. Okay, and I will put Jalen Hurts above Joe Burrow right now. So face.
That'll be a wild decision.
What say you, Face? I mean, am I wrong? Am I crazy? Okay, in these closing arguments, let me know. Am I crazy right now? Do I
I
sound
wouldn't
insane?
put. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't put Josh. I wouldn't put Josh Allen, even though, he a good quarterback. But oh, boy, Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow. I'm gonna put Jalen Hurts right after Pat Mahomes,
Yeah.
and then we could talk about 3 and 4. You could go either way. You could go if you just saying fantasy, because you got to think about this here. They're not saying the best quarterbacks in this situation. Basically, they saying fantasy league.
Even if you're just saying
Fantasy league.
fantasy league, even if you're just saying fantasy league, bro. Like, okay, Josh Allen is a dog. He put up numbers, man. But interceptions count against you, okay? And not just interceptions count against you. We are talking about Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Cool. Joe Cool, man, you ain't never got to worry about Joe Burrow, man. I'm
How
sorry.
many? How many points? How many points did
They
Josh
got
Allen
Joe Burrow.
accumulate
Okay,
last
so
year?
they got this year. It depends on the league you look at. All right,
Okay.
so that's why I'm not looking at what happened last year. But when you're looking at what they do have, it's only a 7 point difference, brother. It's like a 7 to 10 point difference between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. So, sure. All right, y'all. Well, that was your AFC North quarterback ranking. Okay, and I honestly feel like that was a complete report. We gave y'all a lot more than what y'all thought y'all was going to get just now. All right, we even gave you some sneak peeks at a couple other divisions. All right, so what I want y'all to understand is this: we gonna be back tomorrow, and when we come back tomorrow, we coming back with the AFC West, mighty mighty West. Yeah, I'm talking Patty Mahomes. I'm talking Justin Herbert. I'm talking Jimmy G. Okay. All right, but I am
Brock
talking,
Purdy.
and no, he in the NFC West. You know what I mean? And so I am
Oh, I forgot
talking.
they got rid of Jimmy
Yeah, I am talking some dogs for you, man.
G.
And let's not forget about old Russ, man. With Sean Payton out there, there's potential. So tune in tomorrow, okay, to the Game Day with Trey podcast. Please like, subscribe. Come back if this ain't tomorrow, and there's another time you want to find out some numbers, stats, statistics, analytics, and you want to understand who's your mob if you're dealing with quarterbacks in the AFC North. All right. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Peace.